Hi, this is 365801 and this is a manga haul video for the month of February 2023. So, yeah, I guess I'm doing this monthly now, just because there is a big stack there. What happened? What happened? What happened in February? Well, actually quite a lot happened in February. It's supposed to be a short month, but oh my goodness, it's a long one. If you've watched any of my vlog videos, especially the last one I think I've uploaded, which I did open a few things, but there was a couple of packages unopened. I still haven't opened them. They're still sitting on my kitchen table there. just waiting to be opened. So there's definitely going to be some things to show next month. I already know what they are. I checked because I had to check what on earth I had here in front of me. So yeah, it's been a month. It's been a bit of a month. I had a visitor, which was great. I had to go to A&E, which was not great. I've been pretty ill for a lot of the time, and it's snowing now. Great. I'm also filming this in March, probably like a week into March, so I'm already late doing this. But my mouth has finally sort of reduced in size enough that I can speak properly, hopefully, rather than mumble my way through with a swollen mouth. Yes, so I had an infection, and unfortunately, just to check that I wasn't going into sepsis, I had to go to A&E. So it wasn't a big deal, but I did look pretty bad, and my face was about twice the size it normally is. It was very funny. I took pictures. I will not be showing anyone. But yeah, so other than that, I also purchased quite a lot of stuff. Some of these things I had purchased in January, but they arrived in February. Some of them I just saw as really great deals. There are so many great deals at the moment, and it's so hard not to buy them when I see them, because I'm like, oh, and I'm supposed to be saving my money, and I really am supposed to be saving my money, and I'm not doing a very good job of it. I have already purchased something that is pretty much a whole month's worth of manga. And hopefully it'll arrive tomorrow, so fingers crossed. I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be great. So yeah, I've got packages to open. I have packages on the way, so they're definitely gonna have to be a March haul as well. And it's a big box. Oh, I'm so excited. But anyway, this is what I've got in front of you to show, and it's quite a bit. So yeah, let's get into it. I don't know what I'm going to show you first. Okay, let's start with some charity shop purchases. These two here are by Becky Chambers. Closed in Common Orbit and The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. And these were only £1 each. I think they're sapphic. I don't actually know, but I have seen Becky Chambers everywhere recently because of her robot tea seller duology, which sounds great, looks interesting, and lots of people have been talking about it. So I picked these up. I wasn't going to, and then my sister kind of convinced me to. So yeah, I don't know when I'm going to get round to reading these. If you've read them, what do you think? I'd like some... should I pick them up sooner? I'm trying to read everything I already own, but I also have some NetGalley things I need to read. And I also have life to be getting on with, so there's never enough hours in the day. So yeah, these are going to go onto my my shelf, and I'll have to pick them up at some point. As you know, I'm not really a huge fan of sapphic, just because I haven't come across ones that I absolutely loved. I haven't fallen in love with sapphic romances, but I'm always on the lookout for ones. So hopefully these are good. I'm not sure if they are 100% sapphic or if it's just like a sci-fi story. So yeah, these are some of the ones I got. Now the other ones I picked up, also for £1 each, was Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, which obviously was made into a movie called Love, Simon. This is by Becky Albertalli, who I've read from before. And Two Boys Kissing by David Leviathan. I'm pretty sure I picked up Will Grayson, the John Green book as well, from the library. I think it was about this time last year. And I kind of had a flick through it and then put it back. I didn't end up reading it properly. I don't know if it was a good one either. But Two Boys Kissing. I can't say no to Two Boys Kissing in a charity shop. Especially a Christian charity shop. I mean, they can't say they didn't know what they were selling. If it's called Two Boys Kissing. So I love that. It makes me feel tickled pink to go into a Christian based charity thrift shop and find things like BL or male romance or something like this, which is a YA that has queer stories. So I was very happy to find them, and for £1 I can't say no. And if I don't like them, I can always just take them back to the charity shop. And I haven't watched Love, Simon. I don't like the idea. The only thing is, I know the controversy of being, outed by someone else, and I don't really like that. I don't like to read it, but I don't know if the book is much better than the movie or what. And I have no idea what Two Boys Kissing is about, other than, most likely, Two Boys Kissing. Anyway, so yeah, happy to have these for only £1 each. Now if we move on to some male romance books, this one is Without Reservations and With Caution by J.L. Langley, and these are the old versions. I did do a big long reading vlog of the series in January because I didn't have any internet and I was like, better read stuff that I have. And unfortunately it wasn't as great, and I recognised that there was some edits made that were in the old versions but not in the new versions, and so they weren't the exact same books. So I thought I'd go out and see if I could get some. So yeah, I picked them up from eBay, £4 and 52p for Without Reservations, and £4 and 3p for With Caution. That leaves the third book, With Abandon, that is a little bit more tricky to get hold of, and I would like to get it if I can. So I'll keep an eye out for it. I don't want to pay more than £5 if possible. So yeah, I probably could have picked it up when that book was re-released, because it did drop in price massively, but I didn't. So there you go. So yeah, I'm happy to have these two in my collection now. It's ones I didn't think I'd have for this price, because without it being re-released, these were being sold at scalping prices. So and these are pretty much brand new, especially With Caution. I don't think it's ever been read. So yeah, they're in very good condition. On to two more male romance. These are ones that I'm kind of actively checking a bit more than others, and that's obviously KJ Charles. So if I come across something of hers that's in a really good condition, or at least it states that it is, and it's also at a really good price, then I'll pick it up. And so when I saw that Magpie Lord was available on eBay for £2.46, I picked it up, because there's not even that expensive. It's like £6 something on Amazon, but if I can get it for a really good price, I'm going to get it for a good price, and it's in really good condition. So I think that just means I have one more. I don't know, I'm happy to have this one, but I do want to get the rest of A Charm of Magpies. In fact, I just want to get the rest of KJ Charles. She has a new one released today. I want to be reading that. I've got other things to do. I've got so many things to read, but then, you know, KJ Charles is like, oh, I've got a new book out, and you're like, yes, I want to read that one. So this was a really great read, and one of my 12 and 12 from last year. The other one behind is The Cuckoo's Call by Lily Morton, and this is the only Lily Morton that I have not read yet. So when I saw this for a really good price, I think it was £4.21, which is pretty good for Lily Morton's books. They occasionally come up for good prices, but never less than £5. So unless they're like novellas, but this one's a proper full-on book. It's, I think, age gap, which is why I probably put it off. And I always say, I don't like age gap, and then I'll read an age gap and be like, I love this, it's so good. But it is Lily Morton's latest one, or a fairly recent one, and I kind of feel like I need to, because I just overdosed on Lily Morton a bit, and so her writing became a little bit too stale for me, so I want to give myself some time and then go back into it. It's going to be probably an enjoyable time reading it, and it's nice to have a physical copy, but yeah, I know she's got something new to come out soon as well, and I do pick up everything that she puts out, so I'm up to date other than this one. But as soon as I read this one, then I'm going to have to do a reading all Lily Morton video, and I just don't know if I have the energy to do that yet. I think maybe later on in the year. So yeah, these are really good and for good prices. Okay, on to the last of the pros, and I kind of feel like these kind of straddle the prose manga sphere quite nicely, just because they are obviously 7 Seas published, and so they kind of are in that vein of they're books, but they're published by a manga publisher, so they kind of fit nicely into this space. One fits very nicely. That is volume 4 of the Scumvillain Self-Saving System. I pre-ordered this, the special edition of volume 4 from Amazon, and they didn't send it, and I'm really gutted, because I also used a £5 voucher that I had for it, so I lost the voucher and I didn't get what I asked for, so I kind of missed out on getting it, which is just, I'm just one of many people who pre-ordered and didn't get the pre-order. So, and of course they only made a certain number of special edition ones. So when I saw that this was available for £7.61, I thought that's a pretty good bargain. I'll put that in, and I'll get that, because there's only 4 volumes, so this is the final volume. The first one there, you're thinking, hold on 365801, don't you already have a volume 1? Why, yes I do. Why have I got this one? Because I had a brain fart. I don't know. This is me unfortunately confessing to the crime of buying something you already own. I have avoided that quite nicely since I got my spreadsheet, and I've been really on top of it, and the only times that I will purchase something that I already own is because it comes with other things that I want. It comes in a job lot or a bundle or something like that. So occasionally I will have duplicates of something because it's unavoidable if I want what I want, and it just is like an extra, a wee omake. And I've done the calculations, and I've thought to myself, actually, if you want to purchase that and resell it, you're gonna either, make things cheaper or works out better for you. So this is not the case. I literally had some sort of malfunction, and I saw this and I thought it was volume 2, and I was like, great, volume 2, brilliant. So in my head I was like, volume 2 and a volume 4 are coming, and that means I only need to get volume 3. No, I still need to get volume 2 and 3. This one I managed to get for £7.75, which is also a really great price, but it means I'm going to have to sell it for £7.75 just to be able to recoup my cost. So yeah, annoyingly, because I already have a brand new one that I spent double that. It was like $15.99 in Waterstones when it first came out. It wasn't even on the shelf yet. I went into the shop and I was like, hey dude behind the counter, do you have these MXTX books? They're supposed to be released. And he was like, hold on, I'll go check out the back. And he was like, I found a box with them all. They haven't been put on the shelf yet. And I paid full price for them. And this was a while ago. Just December, I think, 2021. So yeah. Unfortunately, I now have 2 volume 1s, a volume 4, and I do not have volume 2 and 3. And I would like to sit down and reread the Scumvillain Self-Saving System. It would be a nice thing to reread a lot of the MXTX books, but I kind of want to do it when I have them all, so that I can just sit down and plow through it, because I did that when they were fan translated, and I literally just immersed myself for like a day or two and came out the other side like a little butterfly from the chrysalis. Wow, that was amazing! And I kind of want to feel that again rather than just start and stop the story. So yeah, I will endeavour to get the other volumes and also try not to buy things that I already own, which is annoying, and that's my own fault. On to the manga now, and we've got the Pole Clan Volume 1 by Moto Hagio. This is gorgeous, this is beautiful, this is lovely, and I just think that when I saw it on Amazon for £18.66, it was just like, oh, this is a really good buy. I've seen it sell for 40, like I think its recommended retail price is like 45 or 46, something like that. And yeah, for 18 I can't really say brand new copy. So I will have to pick up volume 2. There is only volume 1 and volume 2. So once I get volume 2, that will be it complete. So I have started a new series and I will have to try and see if I can finish it, because I would like to sit and read this as well. It might be something to read in October because it is a vampire story, but it's very beautiful, and I am very happy to add it to my Moto Hagio collection. Fantagraphics are just good quality, solid hardback manga. The paper quality is lovely, ink is lovely, it's just good all round, and of course Rachel Thorne has done the translation, so obviously it's just good. But for £18.66, it's bloody great. I'm really happy. That is an amazing price for this huge, big, chunky hardback. So yeah, I am looking forward to actually sitting down and reading. I know I'm going to have to read The Heart of Thomas this year. It's my plan. It's like on my list to read The Heart of Thomas. It's one of my 23 and 23 type things, and so even if I don't read the Pole Clan this year, I am going to have to read some Moto Hagio. My plan is The Heart of Thomas this year for sure. Hold me accountable, please. Okay, on to some older titles. This is Kyo Karamao. This is an old Tokyopop. I picked up volume 1 in December, and I've now picked up volume 3. I think it was a little bit expensive. Yeah, £6.59, which is not the best. It's not the greatest price, but it is more and more difficult to get hold of these, especially in the UK. It's hard for us we Europeans, and even more so for the people in the UK now, considering we have less access to the European market. Woe is us. So it's of our own making, thank you, but I would like to pick up the 5 volumes of the series that were published. Obviously, Temari Matsumoto is well known for creating BL manga, and so I have quite a few, well I have all, I think, of the BL manga that she has had printed in English, but I do not have Kyo Karamao. And if you have never watched Kyo Karamao, then you don't know how BL, how Fujo Baity, how slashable this is. It's one that I remember watching the first episode of the anime and just thinking, hold on, this is just BL, right? And also, who does he end up with? There's just far too many. It's like reverse harem, but without any difference in gender, I guess. There's just a lot of boys and men and fantasy and nonsense. But yeah, go check out Kyo Karamao. The voice actors, I'm pretty sure the same ones who did Lelouch and Suzuku in Code Geass are the same, some of the main voice actors in this one. Jun Fukuyama and Sakurai Takahiro. I think they're both like there's so many BL voice actors in the anime. Go check it out. But yes, if you can, get a hold of these little, there's only 5 volumes, but they're kind of more expensive to get. So yeah, I'm a little bit like, oh, I should have tried to get these sooner for a good price, and unfortunately I didn't. So yeah, I'm now on the that look at, like, I'm going to have to go through Tokyopop's old imprint and back catalogue and see which ones are slashable and which ones aren't. And I'm about to talk about another one. So I'm so lazy, I didn't even bother taking off the stickers. I bought these from Momox. I could have got them for a bit cheaper, but because they were all being sold from Momox, I thought they were probably all coming from the same place, so they're probably all in pretty good condition. And I did go for a little bit better condition, and that is Monochrome Factor Volume 2, 3 and 4. Now, I think there was a 5th volume printed in Japanese. Oh, Tokyopop. Oh, Tokyopop. Yes, give us nothing. Go girl, give us nothing. Bastards. So I think there was a 5th volume anyway. I've seen artwork for it. I know that I think it was printed in Japanese, but we didn't get it in English. I don't think there was more than a 5th volume. I don't think it went on and on and on. Yeah, they're gonna give us everything except for the final volume. Honestly, people, young kids today, they just don't know what we had to go through. I just cannot. Can you imagine? Like, I watched the anime of this, and this is one of the few ones that I think they actually made the anime more BL than the manga. Sometimes they tone things down. In fact, the majority of times they tone things down in the anime because the manga is a bit more raunchy, or the manga has a little bit more. Apparently, the anime were like, this isn't Fujo bait enough. We're gonna up the ante. So apparently there was more fan service in the anime, and I watched it, and it was interesting. And I did think it would be interesting to read the manga. So I have a little nostalgia for this as a slashable anime. Go check it out if you can find it. But yeah, Monochrome Factor, I picked up volume 2, 3 and 4. And I got them all from Momox for really good prices. So volume 2 was £2.66. Volume 3 was £2.74. And volume 4 was £3.81. £2.66 is a really good price. And they were all like very good rather than good or acceptable. And I think you can pick these up. I thought I'd have difficulty getting volume 1, but it turns out actually volume 1's pretty easy to get hold of. I did pick that up in December, and I did say in December, oh, it's a little bit harder to get. No, it's not. It's fine. You can pick them up. So yeah, I think there's only 4 volumes, so I think I have it complete, because I don't think Tokyopop printed the 5th one. If you know to the contrary, please let me know so that I can pick it up, because yeah, I would want to have the full set, or at least as much as is available, given that we are dealing with absolutely horrendous publishers all of the time. So yeah, old Tokyopop, thanks for that. But this is kind of an interesting one. It's kind of supernatural battle manga. And there's aspects to it that I loved, and I wrote a story actually. When I was living in Japan, I thought I'd take up creative writing again as a hobby, and one of my stories, I now recognise that there was a couple of teenage characters that looked like these characters, so maybe it just permeated into my subconscious in some way. So yeah, I would like to sit down and read this series and then rewatch the anime and compare and contrast. It might be good fun. So if you watched my reading vlog for Manga Love readathon, is it just Manga Love readathon? She Geeks Out, anyway, she hosted that, but I was also doing another one. Oh man, I did a lot of things in February, wow. Anyway, I had a really great time going for a walk and stopping in the cafe at like a, kind of like a garden centre come shopping place. It's nice, it's a nice place. Anyway, Kaori Tsurutani, BL Metamorphosis Volume 1. I have Volume 3, and I need to get Volume 2, and I think I've ordered maybe for Volume 4 or 5 then, so that might be next month. I can't remember which one. Anyway, I picked this one up from Amazon, but it wasn't really Amazon, or maybe it was. It kind of came, like maybe it was fulfilled through Amazon. Anyway, I got it for £6.59. That's pretty good, right? Because these ones are usually a bit more expensive, and I haven't for the longest time seen it for less than £10. or even just not available. So I'm really glad I was able to pick up this. Is 7Cs, and I do need to put more 7Cs on my shopping list and, you know, have a look out for. This was beautiful. This is lovely. I do want to read them all in a big oneer, but I think I'm just going to end up reading them as and when I open up the packages and just be like, oh, I'll have a wee read of that, because they're just so easy to read and it's dead sweet. And I know that by the 5th volume I'm going to be sad. So yeah, I'm going to pick this up before it falls. On to a publisher that I've actually been making more of an effort to get recently, and that is Kuma Publishing, part of Dempa, because their works are always amazing quality. It's the one thing that everyone talks about, how fantastic the quality of the printing is, the paper, the binding, everything. They also pick really interesting titles, and here I have The Pet Detective Agency by Noji and The Song of Yoru and Asa Encore by Harada. I got The Pet Detective Agency from Amazon for $7.99. I thought I got it cheaper, but it was $7.99. I don't know why I picked it up. $7.99 doesn't seem like a bargain now, although I read it and I enjoyed it. It was good. Maybe because these are usually a little bit more expensive. And I did get The Song of Yoru and Asa Encore for $7.99 as well. I think you can get it cheaper, because I think I looked it up and I think it's £6 something now, which I'm like, damn it. Usually that's what happens. But I can't read The Song of Yoru and Asa Encore because I haven't read The Song of Yoru and Asa. So I need to get that one. Harada is a difficult mangaka to recommend because all of her works are sort of psychological and sometimes very disturbing, but also lovely and beautiful at the same time. Yeah, it's interesting. Whereas The Pet Detective Agency was just a cute, fun little story, kind of like a slice of life, episodic kind of story. I enjoyed it a lot and it was very pretty, and I thought the characters were really interesting and fun, and reminded me a bit of The Night Beyond the Tri-Cornered Window. So yeah, very happy that I read some of these. Unfortunately, I can't read the others. But now I'm thinking about it, and $7.99 is not the bargain I thought it was. It's just an okay price. But still better than £10 or £12, which is what everything is going for at the moment. So yeah, happy to have these in the collection. On to one that I'm kind of a bit ashamed that I have. So I'm not going to talk about it too much. I did say I wasn't going to pick this up. I said specifically I wasn't going to. I actually said I don't care. But then I saw it, and I got it. And it took a while, but it was about £12 actually. £12.51, I'm just checking. Which is much more than I want to spend on it, and much more than I ever wanted to spend on it. But when I saw it, I just thought, you know what? Just do it. And then you can actually say that you've got the full set. I did talk about this in my last vlog. So yeah, it's technically the last one for my drama queen, but I'm not going to count it as it. I'd still maintain that with the Summit, which was a much harder white whale to get, that I was able to complete that collection. Whereas this one is an OEL anthology, and I'm like, ugh, I do not want to have this in my collection. I don't want to read this. And yet there's that completionist tendency within me that I cannot get over. So this is a problem with my own personality, and I fully acknowledge that. And it's like that itch that I just needed to scratch, and now I've scratched it and I feel great. I feel good. I'm not like even that bothered about having this. I'm like, okay, you're just going to go in the drawer, and one day I will do a big reading all my OEL stuff, and it's going to be the most fiery vlog. I'm just going to roast everything. And I'm sure it'll be entertaining for some people. Hate reading all of the things that I own, just because they're part of a collection. And that's the thing, like some people will say, why are you doing that? Don't, just buy the stuff you like, just read the stuff you like. And 100% I understand that, but there's also the part of me that I need to just acknowledge, and that is that there is something wrong in me. I need to be able to say, I have this complete collection. And with this, I feel much more so. I also am a little bit intrigued there's the little bit of curiosity in me that I wonder how good, and actually I quite like this art style at the front, and the fact that he's pulling that down around it, that is a delicious looking bottom there. Mwah. And he's got nipples, that's always good too. So I'm actually not that bothered, because look at the shine on the hair, it's actually quite nice. Oh no, am I going over to the dark side? Maybe I do need to read this just to be able to say, no, it's shit, it's shit, it's fine, fine, your world hasn't turned upside down. But yeah, I do think the artwork on the front is very beautiful. It's very painterly. It's nice. I mean, I would be proud if I had drawn that. So maybe I should stop giving OEL such a hard time. Maybe. Anyway, I've got it now. It's part of my collection. On to my Sublime titles now. I've got Midnight Rain, which now makes me think of Taylor Swift. And I've never really been a huge Taylor Swift fan. Like, occasionally I'll listen to whatever's playing in the background. But yeah. Anyway, Coyote Volume 4 by Ranma Ruzaria, Birds of Shangri-La Volume 2 by Ranma Ruzaria, and CTK Midnight Rain. And the only one I've actually read is Midnight Rain. I got Birds of Shangri-La for $6.99. I got Coyote for $6.99 and Midnight Rain for $6.99. So that's, I think, the bargain price at the moment, which, as I've said, just is 1 penny under the £7 I want to say limit, but it's not really limit, it's the guide. So if I can purchase things for $6.99, that's the good price. That's the price I'm okay with. If it's much more than that, then I'm not. So if it's double that, I'm not happy about it. So that's my aim, is to go for around $6.99, especially for these Viz titles. That's really what I should be paying. I shouldn't really aim to pay more than that, if at all possible. Unfortunately, I don't have volume 3 of Coyote yet, because I haven't seen it for $6.99. I've only seen it for £8 something, and I don't want to pay £8 if I can wait it out and get volume 3 for a good price, and then sit and reread volumes 1 and 2, read volumes 3 and 4. And it's beautiful. It's Ranma Ruzaria. Of course, it's hot and smexy, it's interesting, it's fun. It's werewolves and mafia. I love it. Birds of Shangri-La still has the cover on. I had planned to read this by the point I'm filming, but because I got ill, I didn't get to read it. But I would like to stay up to date with, if I can possibly read what I'm purchasing, to read it. So that's the other thing. Man, I'm getting loads of messages today. Stop messaging me. So yeah, Birds of Shangri-La Volume 2 is one I can read, and I do want to, because I want to keep up to date with reading what I can for my purchases. And Midnight Rain was an interesting story about two adult men finding comfort with each other in a town, in a place in their life where things are maybe not going well for them, and they kind of feel a connection. And it's very adult and beautiful, and very masculine in the art style, but also tender and sweet as well. And it felt, wow, stop that. I'll take this outside somewhere. But yeah, Midnight Rain was good. And these are really nice adult titles, I think, from Sublime. So I'm happy about them. And $6.99, can't go wrong with a bargain. On to the Yen Press title that I picked up, and that is The Other World's Books Depend on the Bean Counter. This is volume 2. This is by Kazuki Irodori, Yatsuki Wakatsu, and Kika Ohashi. This is one I am desperate to read, and this is also probably on my 23 and 23, but I don't actually own any of the copies, so I need to get volume 1, and volume 3 comes out in a couple of months' time, and so I want to sit and read volumes 1, 2 and 3. It's a sort of isekai for an accountant. I'm guessing he just gets yeeted into another land and is like, hey, can I just stick with my my same kind of existence? So yeah, I did pick this up though from eBay for £4.92, which is bloody good for a Yen Press. I'm telling you. Especially because these are going for maybe around £9 a volume. So getting it for that price is really good. Now the reason I got it for that price is because I bid on it on eBay, and I did mention in one of my vlogs that volume 1 was also available, and I bid on that, but someone else bid 50p more, and in the very last second I was, what's that, gazumped, whatever the term is. Not that I've never done it myself, I have, I admit, and it's an absolutely gutting thing to do to someone. So karma's a bitch, and it's my own fault. I feel like that is payback, and that's what happens. You gotta give out positivity to get positivity back, and if you give out shitty feelings, you get shitty feelings back. That's my own fault. I really do feel it. I really do feel that's just how it is. Because if I had gotten volume 1, I would have read it by now, because I'm so excited. And part of me was like, no, you want to wait until volume 3 comes out so you can read them all together. But I have to stop that mentality. I do, don't I? Because I should just read it. I should just read it. I don't need to I don't need to reread. I don't need to do the whole, it's an event. This is, you know, prepare myself and get everything ready. I should just read what I want to read when I want to read it, instead of feeling like I have to read it in a certain way. But I'm not reading volume 2 as much as I want to, because I do need to get volume 1 first. So yeah, volume 1 and volume 3 are on my shopping list for sure, 100%. This is also a buzzword for, I think it's May, June, July, I can't remember, it's one of those months, and other is the word. So if you need a BL physical with other, then you can use this as your buzzword for that month. And remember, you can read them at any point in time during the year. Kayla's not going to bother. She's not going to police this. So yeah, if you're enjoying the buzzword readathon, this is your BL pick. By the way, I had said I was going to do buzzword videos. I filmed 2. I just haven't edited them properly at all. And as I've said, I've been a bit sick or did not have any internet. So there was a lot of things going on. I've had a year so far, guys. I've had a year so far. It's the first week of March. So yeah, this is what I'm super excited for. I'm kind of going to have to go through Yen Press's latest releases and see which ones I'm going to have to put on my shopping list. Because they have got a lot more interesting ones out there. So yeah. Oh, this is going to be so good. I'm going to enjoy this so much. So I'm going to finish this with the white whale that I managed to get, that I'm absolutely astounded that I have, which is Stay Close to Me by Yaya Sakuragi. Wow. And it came perfectly when I was doing the Bon Bon readathon. That was the other readathon I did in February. My goodness, I did. I've started another readathon as well. Anyway, this was, wow, what a find. What a find! I'm so excited that I managed to pick this up. Wow! It's so amazing. Isn't it, guys? Isn't it? Isn't it? I'm so excited. I am so grateful. So I found this on a secondhand seller site that I had not previously really looked into using so much, because I thought it was a bit complicated. As usual, I was an old person that was like, or a millennial, at the first sign of any kind of issue or trouble, I ran away. Said, no, not for me, too hard, too difficult, not going to put any effort into making it easier for myself. My sister was like, just use it, it's great, go find out. So yeah, I did use this site, and I found, and for some, when I talked about Fate, that's really what it was, because I had no reason to check this site, and I was just sitting watching TV feeling like what I was watching wasn't as interesting as I hoped it would be, and it didn't catch my attention, so I got a little bit bored. And instead of going to eBay or World of Books or, you know, one of the other sellers, I went to this random one, and there it was, like, straight away. Just search for like Yowie, Boys Off, whatever it was. I put in the search engine part of it, and boom, there it was. And I was so like shocked. Like, I'm still in shock. I got this for £11.89. £11.89. I'm still in shock, guys. What? And also when I looked at my list of June manga titles that I still have to get, the majority of them are yaoi novels, which, as I did a little experiment a couple of years ago to read what I had in terms of the yaoi novels, and I found that many of them were not good and they were not brilliantly written, that the translation might have been a fine translation, but they weren't elevated in their reading experience due to the fact that the translation was pretty textbook rather than more interesting, or that the Japanese itself was pretty plain and we're not it's not really elevated writing. And when I looked at my list, I only had 3 titles that were manga titles from June Manga that were like in the out of print section, rather than their newer releases. So something that they haven't released in the last, say, 4 years, that I haven't picked up yet. And there's not that many that I haven't picked up yet. I'm pretty close to being up to date with my June Manga, which is great. But then it also meant that I'm super close to being up to date with my June Manga overall. And that leaves just 2 titles. So I'm putting it out here as my PSA. I know no one is going to be like, hey, dude, if we find it for a good price, we're buying it. We're not going to let you know. But if you already have them and you see it for a good price, then let me know. Okay, so if you already have it, mind you, you'll probably buy it for your friend. You know, it's one of those things. But yeah, I'm putting it out there as a sort of like positive vibes that I hope I will find them for a good price. For a long time I couldn't even find them. So the 2 volumes that I need to get are Kurashina Sensei's Passion Volume 2. I have Volume 1, I have Volume 3, and of course, June Manga, thank you very much. There were 5 volumes in Japanese, and they only printed 3 of them. And Volume 2 seems to be easier to get in America and almost impossible to get. And I don't know if it's, maybe it's just because of the shipping. Like, I know it doesn't cost that much to send something, 1 volume of manga from America. It should not cost £60. You know, especially if you're selling it for $5 and you're going to charge me $60 to ship it to the UK. It doesn't cost $60 to ship. What are you doing? Are you wrapping it in gold-plated foil or something? No, you're not. So that's where they're getting their money from, unfortunately, because it doesn't cost that much. You can put it snail mail. I will get that whenever it arrives, you know? I got, like, I would say probably $5 to $10 you could put for shipping. And I would be like, maybe, that'd be alright. But, no. And not for Kurashina Sensei's Passion, that's for, that's for sure. Because it's probably not a great title. But the other one that I'm missing is one that everyone seems to be missing. One that a lot of people have not been able to pick up. And one that I kick myself every time because it's one that I could have purchased and I chose not to. Or not that I chose not to, that I just, at the point in time when I saw it, I said that money, which isn't a lot of money, is more important to stay in my pocket or my bank account than it is to purchase something. And I feel so regretful now. You always have non-buyer's remorse than you have buyer's remorse. So I had I think it was like £20 or £30 for the full set on eBay that I could have purchased for the whole of Kazuna. But because I had already purchased a few of the volumes, I thought, no, I don't want to, maybe I should. And then for a long time, Volume 3 was available on its own for £17.99 or £20. I think it was like £20 and then £2.80 shipping. And I was like, £23 for 1 volume? I'm not paying that. Like, oh, man, I kick myself. Because I would be that much closer. So yeah, it's definitely non-buyer's remorse is always much more, it's so gutting. But the longest time, Stay Close to Me, I couldn't even find a copy. Or when I started to find copies that were being advertised on secondhand seller sites, they're 60, 70, 80 pounds, and I don't want to pay that for it. So to be able to get this for less than £12 is absolutely amazing, and it means that I have only 2 volumes of June manga to get to have a complete June manga set, and I didn't think that was actually where I was at, because the others are yaoi novels. There's still a list of about 5 or 6 titles that I don't have. Ai no Kusabi, for example. Ai no Kusabi? I don't know. But then of course I was thinking, it doesn't matter for those ones, I can get them whenever, because I've already paid for them with the Kickstarter campaign, which they are getting on a bit with now. So unfortunately I don't want to talk about it too much. I've tried not to talk about it, but I'm on one of the highest tiers of an international backer. So they have like $400 of my money. And I backed so that I could get all of the 4 Psychedelico titles, and then the extras, all of the extras. I'm probably going to be one of the absolute last people to get the package whenever it arrives, because they're going to eke out all of the volumes and they're going to sell them commercially before they give the things to the backers. I am so mad, so mad that they, if you only backed 1 volume, great. And they've already released it. Some people already have their 1 volume. It hasn't actually been advertised in the UK yet, the Psychedelic titles. So I have not seen too many people with theirs. Maybe they're not showing it so much. But yeah, they've said that they've got the Ai no Kusabi volumes 1 and 2 that they've republished in their possession at the moment in their offices. So they will be selling them. And I'm pissed because I don't want to not get them. So they are saying they're putting everything aside, but I don't want to be one of those people that accidentally gets left off the list. And I know it's going to be like 3 years down the line before a package arrives with all of these books that I ordered a decade before through a Kickstarter campaign, and that's what's going to happen. Anyway, my rant of June manga could go on and on. Why do these publishers do us dirty? I could never do anything with a Kickstarter now. I just don't have any, and that's such a shame because I would want to, but I just fear it, because $400 of my money is a lot of money for all of that. Anyway, June manga. As much as I hate them and their incarnation just now, this one is a good one to get, and this one was really good. And Yaya Sakuragi is a great author, mangaka, and I'm really pleased because it now means I have, with Hey Sensei, which I also got, wow, amazing. This is a really, really great title. Such a white whale, and a really big win for me as a collector. So this is everything that I got in the month of February 2022, although technically it's not, because there's a couple of packages on my kitchen table I haven't opened yet, and I just don't want to, because as I've mentioned in last month's, I wanted to see if I could limit my spending to £50 and limit my amount each month to 7. And as you can see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 BL manga. I'm not counting everything on the other side. Stop it. Stop looking at it. No, it's just the BL manga we're talking about. Just the BL manga. So when it comes to this month, I'm just looking at that side. But I got some really good bargains. And I can't say no to a good bargain. I did pick up a few that are a little bit more expensive than I would normally like to pay, but then when I look at Stay Close to Me, I'm like, wow, everything else can just, pales. I don't really care. So yeah, I can put all my good intentions to aside when I come across something like that. So yeah, I'm very happy with this month's. It's a good mix. I mean, that's an absolute ridiculous mix of titles from different publishers, and they're all very interesting, unique and different. So it's like a real eclectic mix, I think. And then of course I've got all of the pro stuff and that huge big Pole Clan there as well. So yeah, I'm very happy about a lot of the things that I'm picking up. I'm waiting on a box. It's gonna probably arrive tomorrow. It's gonna be pretty much my whole haul with those 2 packages on the table. So yeah, that's just how my life is just now. And I can't buy anything else. Also because it's snowing just now, so I need to go and get some heating. I need some gas for my heating. So I need to save my pennies. It's going to be a bit cold. We've got a cold front coming. So yeah, if the light has changed in this video, I do apologise. It's just that there's grey clouds with snow and then there's suddenly sunshine, and so it might have been a bit weird. But anyway, there you go. I'm sure this is a very long video because I talk way too much, but I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I wasn't necessarily planning on doing monthly hauls because I don't want to spend a lot of money. I want to save my money. But when I have purchased things, I do think if it's enough to show you, then I will show you. And this was certainly more than enough. This is plenty for a haul video. So yeah, the haul needed to happen. And there will definitely be a March one too. So I've definitely not done as well as I did last year for the first 3 months. But that's probably understandable. But yeah, this is a really nice little mix. I will need to sell my Scumvillain self-saving system. That's going to go on. I'm going to have to go through my collection and actually go through duplicates and get rid of them. And I'm just going to have to do a big purge. And that'll be quite good because it'll empty some space as well. So that's going to have to happen. And I actually do think I want to do that this year as well. Purge some of the things that I don't need anymore. It might be something to go through my collection, my other collection, and purge some of the things there as well. So that might be duplicates. I don't need 2 copies of things, and I have some really great things I have duplicates of. So I could definitely sell them for scalping price, or I could sell them for, you know, a good price and pay it forward, and as a normal go to a good home. So I think there's quite a few, and I think Scumvillain self-saving system can go to a good home, so I will sell that on. Hopefully try and recoup some of my error costs for not actually looking at it properly and going, oh, I don't have a volume. I don't have a volume 1. Yes you do. Yes you do. So yeah, this is a good little amount. And I haven't totaled it up yet, but if I do, I can put it on the screen and you can see. And oh my goodness, it's such a lot. From what I actually did in terms of looking at, and I like to do this because I've been doing it in the last couple of months, is looking at my collection, how many new series I started. Technically, I finished Rush, so that's a finished series. I'm adding to BL Metamorphosis. I started the Other Worlds books. So I started one and I finished one. I have finished Monochrome Factor. I'm continuing with Kyokaramao. Stay Close to Me is a one-shot. Pet Detectives one-shot. A Song of Yoronasa is a sort of duology one, so I have started a new one. Midnight Rain is a standalone. I have continued with Birds of Shangri-La. I'm assuming there's a volume 3 at some point. And Coyote volume 4 as well, continuing. So I have started 2 and finished 2. So that's a net 0, which is great. So I'm feeling good about myself. In terms of which ones I've read, BL Metamorphosis, Stay Close to Me, Pet Detective Agency, Midnight Rain. The only one there that I can read comfortably, Birds of Shangri-La, I have not yet, just because I got ill. And I can now read Monochrome Factor. And let's not talk about Rush. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I've rambled on long enough. This is probably a lot longer than it's supposed to be, as usual. But some people have said that they like my long videos and that they enjoy my voice. And you know what? Thank you so much. That is just the nicest thing to say. I'm overjoyed. So thank you very much for the compliment. Because I do know I ramble on. Anyway, yeah, this is my haul for February. I will definitely see you guys in March for sure. And oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I'm super excited. I'm super excited about Marches as well. So yeah, take care everyone. I'm 365801 and I make videos about BL manga, yaoi, mainline romance, and all that good stuff. If you haven't already, consider subscribing, sharing, liking, commenting down below, and even consider joining my Patreon. For $1 a month you get early access to all of my videos and some Patreon exclusives as well. So yeah, take care guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!